Good evening, everybody, and welcome back to Final Fantasy XIV. Today, we are going on the tale of Lord Valthyri, who has turned into a gigantic cherubim and is flying off to try and escape us. So, yeah, let's go get him. Alright, we are live. Dost thou see yonder pair of Talos? Yes, Urianger, they're rather large. For a blessing, they were found to be in good repair. Master Chai prepareth to activate them as we speak. With our arcane knowledge, Istola and I will serve as his assistants. At the appointed hour, we shall imbue the golems with aether. Others, meanwhile, attend to the ladder itself, which hath too long lain neglected. Extensive maintenance will be needed ere we can move again, as well as myriad materials with which to perform it. If thou art willing, we would prevail upon thee to procure lumber.
Has he
My
seen
thanks.
this
Directly to the south thou wilt find a dry dock, Venmont Yards. Pray see if thou canst persuade the folk there to part with some of the lumber for our cause. Yeah, we go down there and tell them to take some boats apart.
Oh, yeah. They did that last time, right?
Yep.
I've been down there. I think they have stacks.
Yeah, but I think that little town over there was trying to build up stuff with it. We're overtaking it. We could kill that thing.
Huh?
That big...
Oh, yeah, we should kill the tree guys.
Tree guy.
Indeed.
I mean, they're evil anyway. Wood eyes. Oh, wow. That sounds like they need to be harvested.
I've always liked going south.
So I got another dad joke today. I heard it today, and it made me laugh out loud. It's lame, of course, because it's a dad joke. But do you know what the Titanic and the Sixth Sense have in common? the movies.
They see dead people.
I see dead people.
Oh my gosh.
I see dead people. Oh, jeez.
Yeah, that's a dad joke, all right. Oh there, Center. Haven't seen you around before. New to Gate Town, I take it? If you need lumber for a shack, you've come to the right place. We could do the building for you too, though that'll cost extra. You want lumber to restore the ladder? Why in the world would anyone want to do that? If you don't have the coin, least you could do is come up with a believable excuse. But look, I'm not one to turn folk away. I'll give you your lumber if you do me a favor in return. I just finished taking stock of our supply and was about to do another round for good measure. I want you to do the counting instead, and we'll see if your total matches mine. Now, some of the lumber's lying about the yard, but most of it's kept here in the storehouse. For these, you can just ask Grithil for the number. Here, ask Grithil for the number. Here, I'll lend you some writing material so you can take notes.
These people like notes.
Mm-hmm. Take stock of the supply of lumber at the shipyard. What you learn can be reviewed in your key items.
At least this team we don't have to steal from Zora. See her take off real fast.
Are they gonna make us do math?
Probably.
You count 11 planks. Taking stock for Urvith, are you? Well, last I counted, we had 68 planks in the storehouse here. 9 of those were rotted through, though, so we tossed them out. Oi, Grithil, another load's just arrived. 13 planks all told, but one's damaged. It's only good for kindling now. Right
Soy
then.
problems.
Bring the good ones here, and be sure to let Arvith know as well. So, how many planks does that make now? Well, you're writing those numbers down anyway, right? I'm sure you can work it out. You jot down the details of the conversation. Please tell me that they did the record keeping for us. Otherwise, I might have to see if I can talk to him again. Yes, they wrote it down. Good. Suspect we'll still have to do math, but at least it's written down. But I haven't been able to find the third stack yet.
Have you found 2 glittering stacks so far?
I found 1 glittering stack and talked to the guy.
Okay, I just wanted to confirm because I was like, I have not found a second glittering stack.
Must be up above.
Oh yeah, it's over here.
You count 24 planks in the stack. Alright, before we talk to Irvi, just in the event that it actually makes us do math, we have 11. And then we also have 24, so that gives us 35. Then we have 68 in the storehouse with 9 discarded, which puts us at 59. 13 more were delivered, which brings us up to 72. 1 was damaged, 71. Plus the 35, which brings us to 106.
Yes.
Done, are you? So how many planks did you count? Aye, that's exactly what I counted. Thanks for your help, friend. Taking stock fair puts me to sleep, but it has to be done. As promised, I'll give you your lumber. What do you need it for, anyway? You were serious about the ladder? I'll be damned. And if that's the case, please let us help with the work. We're shipwrights with no ships to build, only shacks. While it's a living, we all itch to do something greater. This fellow you say is in charge. You reckon he'd mind the likes of us barging in on his project? He'd welcome the help. Wonderful. I'll round up the lads and lasses and we'll head over to the ladder, along with all the lumber you need. Ah, thou art returned. Wert thou able to procure the lumber? Well, well, to secure not only the material, but the eager cooperation of the shipwrights besides. Their expertise shall greatly avail our efforts. Master Chai's own efforts have not been without struggle, but he hath proven himself a determined soul. I doubt not that the work shall be completed ere long, and we may continue on our way once more. Though it hath been years in the making, at long last do the people stand united in defiance of the world's fate, their hopes spurring us ever onward towards journey's end. Whatsoever may await us, when thou hast taken those final steps, I pray that it shall be with a smile upon thy face. Urianger doesn't think we're getting out of this.
Mm-mm.
Ah, but prematurely do I give myself to sentimental musings. Many more pressing concerns demand our attention, not the least of which is the matter of how we might reach the mountain, detached from the land as it is. For the present, 'twould appear we have matters here well in hand. Perhaps thou shouldst take thine ease for a time. Thou wilt need every ounce of thy strength up for the trails ahead. We're gonna come over here and we're gonna sit on a box. Got that box appears to be full of dirt. We're gonna sit on the ground.
Like I'm in the dress dirty.
Now come on, Yael. You don't let Alpha Node tell you how to do hard labor. You get him out there and you make him work too.
Would you look at that? The citizens of Yulmore engaging in what can only be described as manual labor. Who would have thought it possible? Do you know the most reliable way to deal with those who stubbornly refuse to see reason? You conquer them, crush them under heel. Such was the trusted method of Alag, and one still favored by Garlemald. But conquest is the easy part. The true challenge begins once the dust has settled, quenching the glowing embers of animosity and maintaining a semblance of peace. This requires the conqueror to treat the conquered with dignity, and the conquered to let bygones be bygones, a difficult feat to achieve. But you have achieved just that, to my considerable surprise. It's a compliment. Take it. Ah, the vibrant energy that fills the air when like-minded souls gather. To think back on that time before time, fair brings a tear to the eye. What? You thought ancient beings like us incapable of crying? Well, rest assured that if your heart can be broken, then so can mine. Back when the world was whole, we had family, friends, loves. Men knew peace and contentment, and with our adamant souls, we could live for an age. There was no conflict born of want or disparity. Our differences paled into insignificance next to all we had in common. And then there was Amarok. Never was a city more magnificent. From the humblest streets to the highest spires, she fairly gleamed. Not that you would remember any of this. Never mind. The point is, the world of old was a far better place than what we have now. I believe you would like it, having witnessed the things you have. Remember, you are of the Source. Unlike the half-men here, you stand only to gain. Should you survive the remaining calamities, you will become our equal, a complete existence in a complete world. But such talk is a pleasure for later. Back to work, hero. Ah, there was one thing I had meant to ask. How well do you know the Exarch? Has he ever deigned to show you what hides beneath the cowl? What? Never? Even to you? How very interesting. I shall enjoy working out what it means. Until next time.
I knew you could do it, dearest. I never doubted you for a moment.
It's alive. I don't know if you remember, but when we first met in this world, I was all but spent. I never thought to wonder why until now. I think it all just got to be too much. The guilt of causing the flood. Knowing everyone hated me. But the worst thing was the solitude. Time wears you down, aye. But solitude eats away at you. It was this close to finishing me off. But as bad as it got, and as empty as I felt, I can't even begin to imagine what it must be like for Emmett Selk. All of which is a long way of saying, don't make a choice that leaves you alone. Nothing is worth that. Especially not eternity.
Glad tidings, my friend. The ladder lives again.
The three of us have been invited to do the honors. Are you up for it? Of course, if you're worried that the whole thing might come crashing down, we can always find someone else. That's the spirit. Come on, then.
We rode the ladder too, my comrades and I. Once upon a time. Watched the horizon grow, and the town shrink below us. Awed and terrified in equal measure. We ascended without a word, the silence broken only by the rhythm of the gears. No one but me remembers that day. Remembers our journey and our end. Retread the path. Seek, and you may yet find.
I have theories now.
Mm-hmm.
Emmett Selk likes to embed theories in my brain.
Mm.
Like, who were the 3 Asians?
Well, I'm pretty sure that Emmett Selk and Elidibus are at least 2 of them. I'm not sure if La Habrea is the 3rd or not. Since both of them both seem to respect and disdain him. So he might be the senior of the other Asians. I'm not sure.
I just wonder, are we as Asians just don't know it?
Well, like you said, is all Asians were broken up into pieces and scattered on the shards. So I'm starting to think there might be a shard of the Warrior of Light on each world.
Yeah.
Since, we're here and we're hanging out with Ardbert, who seems more connected to us than just a ghost. So... Because he didn't say we were becoming an Asian. He said you would become like us. So, I'm not sure. I mean, we seem to be aligned with Hydaelyn instead of Zodiark, so I would think that would make us something other than Asian, but who knows?
Yeah.
The question of whether or not we could remember the city was very interesting.
Yeah, for sure.
And here we finally are, at top rung. The others should arrive ere long. Alphado, come up here. There's something I need you to see. What could this be about? And we do finally have confirmation that we are the only one that can see Ardbert.
Yeah. I liked how we were still looking at him when it cut to the Alpha Nodala's face.
Mm-hmm.
I looked at this building with the stairs and I was like, there's got to be a lookout point up there.
Indeed. I didn't think I was actually heading for one when I went up those stairs, but yeah. That's quite a view.
Oh, yeah.
I doubt that's what Alice wants us to see, though. There's a village over to the northeast. So there is. Yet after 2 decades without the latter in operation, I would not be surprised if an isolated settlement had long since been abandoned. Nor I. But that was before I spied someone leave it and then proceed to head in our direction, all the while trying to remain unseen. Whoever this mysterious person is, they should still be out there. Go on, and take a look.
It's here, Jeff.
Oh. I thought we were going person hunting again. You don't hide so good, buddy.
I'm actually surprised you didn't jump over the edge.
Okay, that's great. I can't see them.
They're standing next to a boulder center, slightly below where you first come in.
Oh, okay.
There's someone, right?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And they were spying on us. Personally, I don't feel comfortable not knowing who they are. What do you say we investigate? I'm curious too, I must admit, and I dare say we have a bit of time ere the others ascend. It's settled then. Let's head to the village and see if it's indeed inhabited.
I clicked on a bloody bird.
I kept getting distracted by the bird.
Like, oh my gosh.
I kept looking at you like, what?
Note to self: Zora is a bird watcher.
I'm a bird watcher. We do. Every time we go into town, we look for deer and we look for the turkeys.
Uh-huh. There's been a lot of turkeys as of late.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
I'm surprised you restrained yourself on not jumping the railing.
I considered it, but I wasn't exactly sure what direction I needed to go. And we have reached Scree!
What cracks me up about this place, Final Fantasy in general, is like, WoW always says, you know, if you stay on the path, you're less likely to run into monsters and stuff. Final Fantasy does not care.
Not in the least.
Like, you're here, you're doing it, that's just the way it is.
You hear faint sounds from inside the building. However, the door refuses to budge. Food has been hung out to dry in the sun, and quite recently by your reckoning. What was that, KJ?
We found out Alice is a peeping Tom.
Uh-huh. Alpha Node had to get it from somewhere. Is it over here? Nope, that's a carbuncle. I see a letter sticking out of this building. Is there a way to get inside? Yes, there is. The cups are half empty, or half full, depending on how you see such things. Behind the counter, a kettle bubbles steadily over the stove. What news? Were you able to find anything of note? People are definitely still living here. Indeed, while there's no one to be seen, 'tis plain this village is anything but abandoned. If the villagers are trying to conceal themselves, they are doing a rather poor job of it. But if they don't wish to be seen, what are we to do? I say, aren't you the ones who saved my life?
Painter, right?
Maybe? You're Tristal, the artist from Yulemore. Indeed it is. You've remembered. Ever since we parted ways, I've worried for you, bound for the city as you were. Never did I imagine that we would meet again, and here of all places. We could say the very same thing to you, my friend. I'm glad to see you hale and whole, but tell me, what is this village? This is Amity, a settlement made up of those who survived being exiled from Yulmore. As I wandered the wilds, I chanced to cross paths with an inhabitant of these parts. He took me through a secret tunnel which led to the top of Bright Cliff. I've been here ever since. Life is hard, but we know a semblance of peace. Well, we did, at any rate, until Mount Golg broke away from the earth. Then, just as suddenly, the latter started moving again. And you feared whoever was coming up would threaten your lives. Aye, but I see there's no cause for concern. Will you tell me what has brought you here? The Volthri is a sin-eater, and he's fled to Mount Golg. It's a strange tale, but I have no reason to doubt your words. I owe you my life. If there's anything I could do to help, you need but say the word. Your help would be most welcome, Tristram. To begin with, we request your people's permission to reconnoiter the area. If we are to confront Volthri, we must find a way to reach Mount Golg. Of course, you hardly need our permission to be here. I will tell the others about you and yours. Now, we haven't much to offer in the way of hospitality, but our village is at your disposal. Please use it as you see fit in your quest. And now Emo can do her quest whenever she feels like it.
Yay!
Yet another hapless soul that Alphinaud saved from mortal danger, I see. Some things never change. At any rate, it seems that Brother has a mind to linger. Meanwhile, I have a mind for us to explore. We are going to scout out the area. We'll be back in a while. Oh, well, very well then. Just take care out there. Alright, before I talk to Alice, I feel I must... Is this where you have wanted to be, Great Serpent of the Forest? You've been calling its name. We shall show you around Scree, and maybe you will help us find things. The path diverges. Let's split up so we can cover more ground. I'll go east, if you would be so kind as to head west. We can aim to meet at the foot of the mountain, taking note of what we see along the way. In a short while, then.
Oh, I bet it's on that peak. Down south. The ether, that is. Aether.
Yeah, I'd completely forgotten about him and just popped the compass. I'm gonna guess that rock right in front of us.
Oh, I was thinking further, but maybe that is it.
The rock just beyond that rock.
Yeah.
That worked a whole lot better than I was expecting it to.
We're in a ground crawler car.
I'm working under the assumption that Bahamut does not like being summoned, so whenever you call him out, he smites something for the.
He's very pissed off.
Makes me think of the Void Walker in WoW. I do not like this place.
Yeah. Oh, that's interesting.
That was interesting, yeah.
Indeed.
You're a sight for sore eyes. I don't know about you, but I bumped into quite a few sin eaters out there. You too, then. It seems the closer we get to Mount Gulg, the more of them there are. Looks a lot bigger from here, doesn't it? If I were Vorthri, the first thing I'd do is surround myself with as many sin eaters as I could lay my hands on. And judging by the number we've already faced, his lordship is of the same mind. This is going to be a tough climb. But first things first. We need to determine if climbing is even an option. The more I look, the less likely it seems. Y'shtola is right to be worried. But flying may be our only choice after all.
There you are. Master Alphino was afeard you had met with some misfortune.
Urianger. And you too, Exarch. What brings you here?
I wish to observe the final struggle with my own eyes. I arrived at Bottom Rung too late to accompany you, but I was in time to join Urianger and the others. Come, let us see how this unfolds.
Well, it seems flying is off the table.
If we have learned that much, then the Machina have served their purpose.
Ah, so that's what they were for. Wasteful, but effective.
'Twould seem our foe will not be reached by land or air. We must needs withdraw to consider another course. Master Alphino waiteth for us at Top Rung. Thither should we make our way.
Be right back.
Eh? I would imagine they only answer to lolly ho. KJ.
Well, I'm yelling it, but they're not answering back. I didn't expect to see the Chais here.
though I suppose it's well within their rights. At any rate, it's time to tackle our next little obstacle, finding a way to reach Mount Gulg. For this, we'll need to put all our heads together.
Mine is an ugly weapon.
In short, there's
Mine
no
is
path,
too.
and the sky is thick with Vorthri's winged devils.
We might consider Amaro. But without extensive training, we cannot hope to contend with the Eaters. Yulmore's airship fleet, meanwhile,
Hallelujah, it's not
consists
better.
solely of transport vessels ill-suited for battle. And without the expertise
Although
of one
weapons
such
can
as
already
Sid,
always be turned off.
we are in no position to attempt to refit.
Oh, I don't
so
mind mine.
frustrating. That wretched mountain should jolly well come back down to us.
Now, dearest, we mustn't disturb these
Other
good
than the
people at their
little
work.
pokey hole that the arrow sticks out of.
We've ridden the ladder and seen the
very-
sights. It's past time we took our leave.
Ah,
The lady may well have the right of it. Mount Gulg will not soon come down to Earth, nor can we compel it to do so. But if the mountain will not come to the land, mayhap the land may be made to come to the mountain. In the form of a Talos. A Talos large enough to reach out and take the volcano in its grasp.
To build such a golem would be an onerous undertaking indeed. Yet the principle seemeth sound in its...
Boulder Dash! No one has ever made one even half that size. Leaving aside the small matter of logistics, which, by the way, would be no small matter, the design would be unimaginably complex. Though, I suppose, if its only function is to cling to the ruddy mountain, perhaps it needn't be. A solid base, firmly rooted to the ground, sacrifice mobility to simplify the construction, reducing materials required. Wait, what am I thinking? We would still need a veritable army of people to do the work. Left to the crew that helped down below, it would take decades, if not a nice round century.
So we need more hands. And what sort of things would these hands be required to do?
Let's see. First, we'd need people to procure the stone for the chassis. The rock found near the mountain would suit our purposes well enough. It'd be a simple task to quarry the stuff, but given the stupendous quantity required, we'd need all the help we can get.
We have friends amongst the miners of Armoring. I will go and petition their aid.
While you do that, I'll make for Mordsuk. I'm sure I'll be able to drum up some support.
Then I shall return to Calusia. From fishers to carpenters, Yulmore is home to all manner of talented folk. I dare say their skills will avail us.
Is there anything else you need?
Well, yes, actually. Magic. Lots of the stuff, as much as possible. To awaken a talus of this size would require an entire congregation of mages.
Many among the Knights Blessed are gifted in the arcane arts.
The Fey folk, too, possess surpassing aptitude in magics. Yet they are not wont to cooperate in the endeavors of men. Leastwise, not without making all manner of mischief. That being the case, I would instead call upon the people of the Crystarium. With thy permission, Exarch.
We are at your disposal, as are our Amaro and Chocobos.
I'm sorry. You mean to tell me you can call on not only the people of Yulmore and the Crystarium, but the Knights Blessed and the Mord, and even those miners? But that's just about everyone in Ballynorvrand. Who are you people? And how did you come to have so many friends?
dearest, have you forgotten already? Alfino told us that when we first met.
Actually, that may not have been... never mind.
So, as you can see, you will not want for bodies. I trust you will have your design ready in good time for their arrival. Norvrant is counting on you, heir to Daedalus Stoneworks.
We'll be back as soon as we can, and we'll bring the whole world with us.
I take it we will be assisting Master Chai, though I am quite sure he has everything under control.
Which option did you guys go with?
Nobody. Adventures.
Adventure of no import.
Sora?
I went with that we are the saviors of the world.
I went with the artist Alpha Node and his assistants.
I almost went with that. What was his reply?
The response was, he stared at us dumbly, and she said, "Of course, he told us that when we first met." And he's like, "No, he sputtered for a second, and then they moved on. And Alpha Node looked very disturbed when I said it. So
He just is like, you can't be serious, after, calling on everybody in the world, you're not a nobody.
I got, saviors of the world, are you being serious? Oh gods, you are.
Alright. Have the design ready, she says. In good time, she says. Does she even understand what's involved? Before I can even attempt to design anything, I need intimate knowledge of the land, the knowledge of locals. Last I heard, no one lives here. What? A village of Yulmorian exiles? But those people have every reason to loathe a free citizen like me. They couldn't possibly be willing to cooperate. This will never work. Never. I never should have fixed that ruddy lift. Never should have ridden it up here. Never should have... Oh dear. Darling appears to have lost the plot. But he has it in him. He's the cleverest man I know. He just wants for confidence sometimes. If you were to give him some words of encouragement, I'm sure he can give you your Talos. A bit of advice I learned from his mother. He responds poorly to obvious praise. You'll need to find another way to stoke the fires of his motivation, awaken his sense of daring. Choose words that will best encourage Chai-Nuz. In order to succeed, you must lift his spirits sufficiently during the conversation. Chai-Nuz is plagued with self-doubt. I can't do it. No one can. A Talos of that size? No one's even dreamed of it. I'm going to go with option 2. I know. You hardly need to tell me that. You think I'd disappoint her if I could help it? Chai-Nuz is plagued with self-doubt. But regardless of my own feelings, I can't do a damn thing without help from those villagers, and they're not bally likely to give it. Tristel's among them. You said so yourself. Lest you've forgotten, we essentially sent him to his death. Even if the others don't bear a personal grudge, he would never forgive us. Leaning towards 1 or 3.
I went with 1, and I got the same fire thing.
I'll go with 3 and see what happens. Same effect. I know. Unless we take the first step, there can never be a reconciliation. This is a chance for everyone to come together. Even if they hurled stones at me, perhaps it's worth trying to apologize. Chai-Nuz still harbors some misgivings. But what then? In the end, it's not even a question of forgiveness. Building such an enormous Talos is impossible, and no amount of contrition will change that. And even if by some miracle the people of Amity were willing to let bygones be bygones, they'd think the plan is absurd. I think it's absurd. I'm gonna go with 2. Well now, to flood the very castle you sought to reclaim, such a strategy could indeed be considered absurd, yet you succeeded not in spite of, but because of it. Our own strategy may likewise seem absurd, but maybe, just maybe, it stands a better chance of success for it. Chai-Nuz is feeling somewhat optimistic. But be that as it may, there are risks to consider should the venture fail. I imagine for a moment that we fail to reach Valkyrie and only succeed in provoking him. In his fury, he may well unleash his hordes of eaters and we'll meet a horrible end. Going with option 2 again. I see what you did there. That's how you win over the masses, with that irrepressible aura of dependability. But, very well. You've made your conviction clear, and I'm assured in spite of myself. I won't let my fears get the better of me. It's unseemly, if nothing else. Chai-Nuz is burning with motivation. Yes, by the gods I can do this. I just need to have a little faith in myself. Right, let's head to Amity and speak with the villagers. With Tristel. My love, things are liable to become dangerous. I want you to wait for me back in Yule. No, wherever you go, I'm going too. Besides, you're not the only one who has to apologize. There's no telling what may happen out there. I don't know if I can keep you safe. Perhaps this is a bad idea after all, and I don't think I have what it takes. Master Chai, that you are beset with doubt is proof that you can envision the task ahead. And that which man can envision, he can make reality. Thus did some old friends of mine once say. Even should it be a feat fit for the divine, if something has been done before, then it most assuredly can be done again, with our own hands. It's a little idealistic, don't you think? Perhaps, Master Chai, perhaps. But what is man if not an idealistic creature? It is not an easy thing to achieve one's dreams. My friends can attest to that. Countless times did they meet with frustration in the course of their endeavors. None would have found fault with them if they'd given up. Yet they never did. One step after the next, they forged on toward their goals. And for their determination, they accomplished numerous feats that many believed lay beyond the reach of mankind. Like them, you are a man of science. Amidst your doubts, surely there is a spark of desire. The desire to make the impossible possible. Come, darling, like the old days, I would be the first to see your Talos. And you shall be, my dear. I would have none other at my side when my great masterpiece awakens. Right then, to Amity. I'm glad my words struck a chord. Shall we?
As I brood and say, why don't you pull that cowl off your head so I can see your eyes? And I think you have a fabulous sword, by the way.
The mining pick?
That mithril pike stock, yeah.
I know. I don't know what was going on. It wasn't letting me get in.
Uh-oh.
You have every right to be angry with us, but please listen to what I have to say. I am tasked with delivering these people to Mount Gulg, by means of a Talos of heretofore unseen proportions. However, I cannot do this without the cooperation of those with intimate knowledge of this land. That is, you and your fellow villagers. Cooperation? After you ignored my desperate pleas and cast me out, you have the gall to come here and ask for my cooperation? You've every right to be upset. Valtry's not the one to blame for your suffering. We are. We were free citizens without a care in the world, indifferent to the hardship of others. We didn't know what would become of you, and frankly, we didn't care. But we now know what we did to you. To fold many was wrong. Now we know that what we did to you, to fold many, was wrong. Terribly wrong. No words will suffice to make amends, but I want you to know that we are deeply sorry. Not sure how I feel. Should I forgive you? Hate you? Perhaps it's not even my place to judge. After all, I sought a place in your city. I wanted to be you once. But one thing is clear to me. All of that is in the past, and we mustn't let past wrongs stand in the way of a brighter future. And so, I will cooperate with you. Please, see our friends to Mount Gulg. You have my word. I'll set to work on the design at once. Wouldn't do to have nothing to show the others when they return with help. Make no mistake, this venture is unprecedented in the history of Talos building, nay, the history of all mankind. But rest assured, this genius of Daedalus Stoneworks will deliver. Ah, wicked white. Is there a problem? Well, you see, I've been promised people to procure the stone as well as imbue magic. When I was put on the spot earlier, I thought that was all that we required. But I forgot about one rather important item needed to bring a Talos to life. I went with option 1. That's right, the heart. I'm pleased to see you have some familiarity with Talos. So while I work on the design, I'd be much obliged if you could see to procuring the ore with which to fashion the heart. A heart suitable for bringing to life a Talos that shall embrace the very firmament.
It's like, what is that? The size of my head?
Congrats.
Naga?
Congrats.
Not your head, you're too small.
Yeah, we're probably going to need one at least the size of Xenos' head. If you seek material for the Talos heart, I know people who may be able to assist. They are the Thals, a dwarven family that have long mined this land. No one knows its bounty as well as they. If you explain your situation, I am sure they'll be willing to cooperate. Indeed, 'twas one of them that showed me the secret tunnel to the top of the cliff. You will find the Thals at their village to the northwest, a place called Tomura. When you arrive, seek an audience with Chief Zamat, and do not forget to greet him with a hearty lally-ho. Permit me to join you. I would keep my joints limber, and mayhap I could provide some manner of assistance. I'll leave the heart to you two, then. The variety of ore doesn't matter so long as it's rich with ether. I'll aim to have my design completed when you return.
Oh, I like yours.
Yeah, I do like yours.
Looks like if I ever decide to return to the Azim steppe and rule over my people like a god king, that would be what I need to be wearing.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
So this is Tomra. Seldom do we see the dwarven folk at the Crystarium. To now be in the presence of so many, you'll enjoy not having to crane my neck for a change. Lolly-ho! What sorry excuse for a greeting was that? Where's your heart, lad? Your stones? Come, let's try it again. Lolly-ho! Not bad, not bad. But there's room for improvement. Any road. Now that we've observed our common courtesy, who are you and what are you doing here? At the recommendations of the denizens of Amity, we have come to seek the aid of the Thal family. May we speak with Chief Zamet? Why, yes, you may. I am Zamet, and I bid you welcome to Tomra. If it's the folk of Amity that sent you here, you must have quite a tale to tell. Come, let's hear it.
My response was different.
I wouldn't be surprised.
He asked me where my helmet went. And then the next paragraph started up right where you left off, or where you guys
Gotcha.
were.
Well, well. And there I thought those below had no fight left in them. Having said that, it's not like we know how to deal with a floating volcano and all the Sin Eaters, neither. If you're serious about restoring peace to these parts, though, we'll gladly lend you a hand. However, the kind of ore you seek is precious to us, too. If I let you have it and only for you to bungle things up and squander it, like, no amount of ale will wash away my chagrin. First, I need to make sure you're worthy, by means of a trial. Aye, a trial most tricksy, passed down through the line of the Thal. And what is this trial? Come with me and I'll tell you all.
I already tuned you, Nemo.
Oh, thanks. I was like, it's not making me do it.
It's broken. You broke it.
I broke it.
Everybody go home. She broke it.
I didn't realize that she wasn't back yet last time when we were here.
No.
Nah, that was me.
Listen well. As you know, we're a mining folk, and in the mining life, danger's a constant companion. So when we come of age, each of us must prove our readiness to take to the mines. This we do by undertaking a trial, what tests the 3 traits of all good miners. The traits all good miners can't do without. Discernment, diligence, and dexterity. What we call 3D Mine Runner. I'm actually kind of hoping we're getting a mini game coming, Zamet.
Mm-hmm.
Now, look on my helm. Mark its features well. You'll be given a slingshot with which to use with which you must use to shoot dwarves as wear helmets that are different. I've already made the necessary arrangements. When you're ready to take the trial, report to the observer nearby. Best of luck to you. Alright, let's examine his helmet closely before we leave. It's kind of a greenish with a gold band up the center, 2 feathers, and 2 horns.
Kind of goldish horns also.
The question will depend on how close are these different ones going to be.
That looks the same.
Lolly-ho! You must be the challenger the chief mentioned. I'll show you to the rooftop at once. As I'm sure you've been told, in 3D Mine Runner, you use slingshots to shoot them as wear the wrong helm. Let's begin with a spot of practice, eh? Search for the dwarf wearing the wrong type of helm. You may move the camera as well as zoom in and zoom out. Target the dwarf and use the slingshot with the mouse click. Okay, the dwarf is wearing a red turban, so it's a very different hat.
Mm-hmm.
Whether the ones in the trial are wearing the same hat, don't know, but looks like it'll be very different. Alright, that's the way. Next time is the trial for True. Let me know when you're ready. Of course, I also accidentally shot the pelican that was sitting over there on a post.
The X art was down below, and I did a double take.
Yeah, I chose not to shoot him, but I did consider it for a second. Ready for the trial? Right this way, then. This time there will be them as wear the right helm. You shoot them, you fail. So look carefully before you let the stone fly. Well done. A fine show of discernment and dexterity. Well done, well done. The trial never lies. You've got what it takes to be a miner. Run along back to the chief now and get on with putting an end to all this strangeness of late. That was much easier than I was expecting.
Yeah.
That was some impressive shooting, lad. Consider me satisfied. It's plain you didn't come this far with luck alone, so I'll place my faith in you and help you to find the ore you seek. Did you know that Calusia is rich in sulfur? Well, it is. We've been mining the stuff since ancient times. And every so often, the selfsame veins yield what's called Earthseed, a rare ore steeped in magic. Time was we used to refine the Earthseed for this, and for this and that, but the technique's been lost. The stuff's still out there and to be had, though, provided you know where to look, and no place is surer than Draugr's Toll. Problem is, the site's occupied by our age-old rivals, the Gogs. Greedy sods claim the place as theirs, and refuse to let any other bugger near. Oh, there never was a more odious lot than them Gogs. I could go on forever about those hornless horsens, but then we'd be here forever, and that won't get us nowhere. What it boils down to is this. If you want the Earthseed, you've got to deal with the Gogs. Reckon you're up to the challenge? We have dealt with far worse. I am sure we can find a way to obtain what we need. That's the spirit. Now to help you find your way, I'll have one of ours go with you. I'll do it. I will go with them. You, Korat? Couldn't help overhearing. I knew the Eaters had flocked to Mount Gulg, but I didn't know why. To think the last Light Warden's hiding up there. The fate of Calusia, no, the world, hangs in the balance. If I can be of some help, then I want to do my part. Your zeal is commendable, lad, but it isn't so simple. This here's Korat. Young as he is, he's one of the village's finest miners. The lad's got an uncanny sense of where to dig, and his aim with a pickaxe is as true as any dwarf's. But put him in the thick of battle, and he couldn't hit the side of a minecart if he was sitting in it. If all he needed to do was dig, he'd be your dwarf. But he's liable to become a Sin Eater's breakfast before he can even manage a swing. It's true, I'm hopeless in a fight. But I still want to try. Please, please let me go with you. I went with option 1. Oh, thank you so much. I'll try my best not to be a burden. If you want to take Korat, far be it from me to stop you. Keep him safe, though, will you? We will most assuredly encounter Sin Eaters along the way. Though with you in our company, they will be more a spectacle than a concern. Looks like we've got a disband party moment here. And I need to AFK for just a moment. I will be right back.
Did you see the hat we're gonna get?
I have that already. Well, something similar.
Oh, it was something that.
Those dwarf hats.
Actually, exactly what I have. I looked at the casting one, not the healing one. Yeah, don't you remember I had that on?
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah, for 2 seconds.
That's all it took.
Such a noble hat.
All that was needed.
Noble grand hat.
Did you start the trial?
Who, me?
Yes, you.
Oh yeah, maybe. We're separated, you know.
Yeah, it's waiting at the beginning or waiting at the end, I guess. And if, like the last trial, I had to repeat, then it'll be good.
So far, it's pretty easy, straightforward. There's so far, no cheating.
Alright, I'm back.
Welcome back.
The Durgar's tool lies in a cave to the east. I'm ready when you are. Just as we're about to get there. One last push then, shall we?
Priest. Cornemio.
Cornelius.
Cornemio.
No.
Emil.
The Exarch needs to work on his healing spells a little bit.
Yeah. How come he could pull, like, Leap of Faith him, and I couldn't?
I don't know.
It was rude.
Well, I say he needs to work on his healing spells. One of them worked really well. The rest of them did not.
Yeah.
I'm back.
We're alive! We're alive! Let's hurry inside before any more senators come. And welcome back, Zora.
Thank you.
Right, follow me, please. I will take you into Droger's Trul, where the purest sulfur in the land may be found. That sounds unpleasant.
I was waiting for that heals emo, and I was going to jump up. I live, but no. Zora had to.
Emo did it before I did.
I know. But everybody started taking the quest, so I hurried up and took the quest too.
Oh, an Aether Current.
Yeah, I'm assuming this was the northeast one.
This is probably the last one we have to gather.
Yep, none detected by the compass.
If the terrain and stench are any indication, we are in the Tool. Ah, there. The Gogs. Their ugly, unkempt beards. If they realize we're here, they'll come after us. Best to take them down first.
I get why we were shooting them.
Mm-hmm. Be not so hasty, Korat. The animosity between your two clans notwithstanding, I would not resort to violence unless necessary. I will use an enchantment to render you invisible. It will not fool sin-eaters, but it will suffice to hide you from the eyes of men. While you are thus concealed, do you think you could find us the Earthseed? Aye, I'll dig up the choicest stuff there is. We would be much obliged. Without further ado, then. I can see straight through me. Right a digging we will go. Let us not be idle either. Though Korak cannot be seen, he may still be heard. I would aid him by removing some few Gogs from the field. To that end, dream powder. As you may recall, we used it for the rescue mission at Loxton Loft. We used it in Yulemore too. Truly, seems our alchemist got a little carried away with the latest batch. But if it has been useful in your endeavors, then I have no cause to complain. Now then, I shall make you invisible as well, that you may steal close to the dwarves and give them a dose of the dream powder. Even should it fail to put them to sleep outright, it should render them drowsy enough to seek their beds. Say the word, and I will cast the enchantment.
Zora, did you go get the aetheryte?
I did.
Okay.
Ready to begin? Very good. Should the enchantment fade before you finish tending to all the dwarves, return to me and I will cast it anew. I can barely keep my eyes open. Time to call it a day. All work and no ale makes something a something, and I'm spent. So drowsy. Not safe to work when drowsy. Better get some rest. All the dwarves have taken their leave. Good work, my friend. We have done all that we can. Let us await Clorot's return. I'm back. This is the purest stuff there is. Think it's enough, or shall I go dig up some more? I dare say it will suffice for our purposes. You have our gratitude, Clorot. Let's carry this back to... Are you alright? Worry not. I shall be fine. As long as I have been away from the Crystarium, a little weakness is to be expected. I may have also overexerted myself in the moment. To have this rare opportunity, yet be unable to enjoy it to the full. Who goes there? Oh, that's Glag, chief of the Gogs. Nice hammer you got there, Glag. You're one of the Thals. I see. Word was our miners were coming back drowsy, one after the next. I immediately suspected foul play. And what should I find here but Thal scum skulking about? It's a spineless act befitting those limp beards. What? I won't stand for that insult. Our beards are soft and luscious and smell like freshly tapped ale. Gog beards are dry and crusty and smell like a knocker's arse. Impudent whelp! Better a hobgoblin's nose hairs than the feeble floppy things you Thals have hanging from your faces. Like oil and water, this is not like to end of its own accord. You perchance have some dream powder left. I'm going with option 3. Worry not, my friend. Something tells me you'll have ample opportunity later to witness their bickering. For now, however, we should be on our way. Forgive me, Corrit, but we need you calm as well. I'm sorry, it's just when it comes to the Gogs, I can't help but see red. You needn't apologize, my friend. You're here on our account, and we have naught but gratitude for you. Now that we have what we came for, however, it is time to take our leave. The Talos awaits its heart. Well, my friend, much as I have enjoyed our time together, I think it best that we split up. That we might accomplish our tasks more swiftly. I shall see the Earthseed safely into the hands of Shai Nuz. While I am thus employed, would you be so good as to deliver Corrit back to the Tomra? My thanks. Brief though it was, 'twas an honor to go adventuring with you. I shall see you back in Amity.
Should we just teleport, or do we have to?
Teleport's fine. That is all for food. Well, let's see what the name of it is. Word about Comra. See what the point of this quest is. This is the raid series. I'm actually surprised it's already unlocked, but Lolly-ho! Glad you're back and in one piece. How did you fare with the Earthseed, then? I got them all they needed. The Exarch's on his way to Amity with it now. Good to hear that young Corrit was of help. As it happens, a few others came forward while you were gone, saying they wanted to do their bit as well. Given that you're building a Talos, we reckoned you'd be needing some mining tools. So we went and modified our spare pickaxes for use by bigger folk. Here, take these with you. Should be plenty to go around. From what our scouts tell me, there's a crowd gathering at Top Rung already. Go and see that everyone has a pickaxe to swing, eh? There's also another unlock quest here. I think we're still missing one Aetherite, or one Aether Current. And there it is. Well, scuff my helm if it ain't that traveler we've been hearing about. And the elders had more than a few things to say. I'd best be giving you a proper welcome then. Lolly-ho!
It says that I'm a foreign dwarf.
Alright. That's what I like to see. A lolly-ho straight from the heart. I only wish my own boy would put a bit more into his lollies and his hoes. He's always busy fiddling with his damn automata. No time for swapping words with the folk of flesh and blood. Every dwarf knows that a lolly-ho gets a lolly-ho, and you're asking to become you're asking to become an outcast. A mother does worry, she does. And that's only the half of it. I know it's just a stage all lads go through, but the little bugger has to argue with every word I say. Oh, I've just had the most clever idea. He'll not listen to me or the other villagers, but maybe, just maybe, curiosity for a stranger will win out over that sour attitude of his. Worth a try, don't you think? Please, befriend my son. Run it. Just get him used to giving a proper greeting. That's all I ask. And I tell you, he's really is a marvel with the automata. If you end up getting along, he might even show you a few things of his stranger contraptions.
KJ, you go in this building?
Well, that's just not right.
I know, it's open. You should be able to go in.
Actually, yeah, he should be able to go in. I just tried to run through and it says only Lalafels can enter.
Oh, you went in.
Yeah, I'm in now. I don't know how the hell I ducked, but I made it. Oh, this is kind of cool.
I didn't even notice it was a house at first until I noticed the windows. There's somebody in there.
It's a council. There's others in here.
There's some... Oh, that's funny.
Oh, it's like an inn, too. Lalafell Inn.
Are there stairs? Oh, you're upstairs.
Oh, yeah, I was upstairs.
I think that's funny.
I agree.
Okay, I found my new favorite place. Changing my teleport. No, there's other places? Oh, but the doors aren't open.
Yeah.
I say we try to get this little guy's contraptions to help us build the big one.
Run it. Look, we've got a visitor. Why don't you say hello? Who are you then? What, you got something to say to me? Oh, you know our greeting. Huh. Lolly. Oh, run it, my lad. You could do better than that. Heads up. Head up. Eyes front. No need to be shy. I'm not being shy. I'm stoic. Yes, dear, if you say so. Now, Ron, is everything else alright? You seem to be looking for something. Oh, no, it's just, I sort of lost my hammer. You what? Of all the irresponsible, careless, foolish... Ronnett's hammer has been in the family for generations. It's a priceless heirloom that once belonged to Watts, the blacksmith of legend himself. What are you standing around for, boy? Find that hammer. We will do what we can to help. Right. Why don't we have a chat with some villagers for me and ask if they've seen Ronnett's hammer. Just remember your dwarven manners and all will be well.
I think he looks just like his mom.
And Watts, the blacksmith of legend, was a dwarven blacksmith in the first Final Fantasy game. He made you the best weapon in the game.
I knew that, or something close to that. Assumed.
You want words with me, then? Oh, that's a fine lolly-ho you've got there, lad. I like you. Run it? Ah, the sulky sprout's lost old Watts' hammer, has he? Well, lucky for him, I believe yon gentle dwarf picked it up. This time I was getting back to work then. Good day to you, stranger. You're talking to me? What's this? A perfect lolly-ho? You're no ordinary traveler, I see. The hammer I picked up? Aye, I reckon I would hand it over to the elder for safekeeping. You're saying it belongs to young Rodit? Well, he can be a touch shouty, that boy. Do you think you could take it back to him for me? That's my part done, then. Huh? Why are you still here? Wait, this is my hammer. Well, would you look at that? See, Ronnet, give the right and proper greeting and folk will be glad to share a bit of kindness. Could be that you've a thing or two to learn from him here. Huh? Are you lecturing me again? Ah, well, maybe. Maybe you're not such a bad sort. I'll just put the hammer in a safe place somewhere. I mean to be a famous smithy myself someday, so I'd best not lose it again. I'll leave you to it then. I know my boy's not the easiest to get along with, but he sure could use a friend like you. I don't need a friend. I don't need anyone. We're not going to be friends, understand? But you can stay around a little while longer if you want. So, now what? Yeah, we're doing this one. You're staying around then? Not that I care. But since you're here, might as well show you one of my favorite automata. I present you the invincible, the unstoppable, Megasonic Frog Boy. He may not look much different from the other models, but I've upgraded him with some new features I invented. Behold! Lolly-ho! Lolly-ho. Now you only need one la. You only need one la. Well, pretty amazing, huh? Hey, what's that look for? Oh, I see. I see you're thinking. He can greet some overgrown toy just fine, but he's too scared to talk to actual people. You just don't understand me. You just don't understand me. I've got bigger things to worry about than minding my manners. You helped me out with my stuff, though, and maybe I'll forgive you for underestimating me. Just this one time, though. So I need you to take this coal to Zemet. He's one of the village elders, and her automaton's due for some fuel. Lally-ho! You must be the visitor Zamet was talking about. What can this old lady do for you? Oh, on a bit of an errand for Ronnet, are you? That's nice. I can't get around like I used to. What with this bent back of mine. Would you mind feeding the coal straight into the diligent spirit here? Poured the lot in, have you? Thank you, dear. You're as kind as our Ronnet. When he heard that my back was giving me trouble, the fine young lad went and hammered together my oddly named helper here. Hardly a day goes by he doesn't stop past to see if it's working properly. He's a surly boy, but his heart's in the right place. Just a little bit. It's just a pity he handles his failures with frustration. If he persevered with his greetings instead of lashing out, I'm sure he'd be capable of a lovely lolly-ho. Actually, I'm surprised he even asked you to bring me the fuel. I've never known him to do that before. Not with anyone. I have a feeling you'll be the one to get through to him. So be patient, if you can. Thank you again for the delivery. Deliver the coal to Zemet, then? Wait, she didn't say anything strange about me, did she? Anyway, thanks for the help. Maybe you and I could be friends after all. Maybe, I said. Oh, so this means we're friends now, right? I went with option 1. That's good then. It's just, I've never had a friend before. I'm not sure where to go from here. I was wondering, though, why did my mother bring you to see me? Was it all her idea? Is that why you're being so nice to me? I guess even if that was true, you're no less a good sort for agreeing to it. I know my mother worries about me being alone all the time. But I can't even talk to her without getting defensive. How could I expect to get along with anyone else? You've met lots of folks on your travels, haven't you? If you've some tricks to help me talk to the other villagers, I'd like to hear them. You know, this might be the longest conversation I've had in a good while. Must be because we're friends now, huh? Went with option 1. Aye, in that case, I will need your help after all. I don't think I could stand to have anyone else watching over me. You do have one of the best lolly-hos I've seen. So with you guiding me, maybe we'll have a chance to improve. But I can't skip straight to greeting people and spending time on my automata is what caused me problems in the first place. No, my only option now is monsters. Preferably one what's shaped like a person. Come on then. I'm off to find me a practice partner. That seems like the incorrect direction, but okay, kid. We shall journey once more unto the Scree. I should have mounted up. It's taking much longer than I was expecting. I'm now just being stubborn. I've made my choice. Oh, we got a fate over here. That twitchy lad there should do the trick. As long as I don't make myself a threat, he shouldn't have reason to attack us. Hey, you there. 2 legs. Look at me when I'm talking to you. Wait, that's not right. The greeting. Gotta practice the greeting. Lolly. My hands are shaking. Lolly. Hey, you big lumpy useless golem garbage. Oops. I didn't mean it. I take back that garbage bit. Now, this was not part of the plan.
Over there. Said over there. I should have said to the right. Sorry.
I'm sorry, I made a mess of things. Damn it all to the deepest mine shaft. Why can't I do it? I'm a bloody dwarf, ain't I? Rana has fled in frustration. Perhaps he needs a friend to rally his spirits.
I made my choice. I think he's on the other side, though.
Seen him yet, KJ?
Go to the left.
Ah, we found him. I'll never be a proper dwarf. You came after me. You really are a kind soul, ain't you? I'm still kind of prickly sort, but I do dream of helping the other villagers with my smithing skills, just like the Great Watts did. Just that I've spent my whole life tinkering with automata instead of learning how to speak to folk. I've always been awkward. And that got worse when I realized people were avoiding me. It made me angry. Made me throw up walls and shut others out. Then it wasn't long before no one would even come near me. Soon you'll have to leave too, and I'll be alone again. Go with option 1. You're still trying to help me? Aye, but maybe you're right. A clumsy lolly-ho will what less folk know I'm open to being friendly might be better than no lolly-ho at all. Right, my mind's made up. I can do this. Be the dwarf I need to be. You'll be there with me though, right? I'm ready. Are you ready? I'm going back to the village to give them my best lolly-ho. You are coming with me, ain't you? Good. I'll start with one of the friendlier folks. Here we go.
Well, that's just Smurfy.
Hmm?
Lolly-ho's being used like Smurfs. What is it with all the short people? That's Smurftastic.
I didn't realize all the frogs around the village until now.
Indeed. The lolly. Even hobgoblins run it. Are you mad at me or something? Can't give up yet. Maybe someone quieter. Gently now.
I thought for sure you'd be over here with the old lady.
Lolly. Ah. I gave it back, Ronnet. I swear, I don't have your hammer. My nerves keep getting the best of me. Maybe I should just stick to automata. No, I could do this. I'll not let you down after all you've done for me.
It's gonna be the old lady with the bent back.
Yep.
We're gonna find out. Yep.
Hello, young Ronnet. Was there something you needed? Lolly. Option 2. Which resulted in me giving him a thumbs up. Lolly ho. Lolly ho. Lolly ho. That's what I call a greeting, dear. Well done. I've never heard a lolly ho like that before, Ronnet. You damn near knocked me off my feet. I almost thought you were going to strike old Zemet here. How ridiculous. Our Ronnet would never do such a thing. He's a bit excitable, I'll grant you, but those angry words don't speak for his sweetheart. Who do you think dreamed up and built my helpful automaton here? It's even strong enough to carry me should I need it. Now, Ronnet, you've shown what you can do. How about you give a nice greeting to those good folk as well? Lolly ho. Lolly ho, Ronnet. I fear I may have just misjudged you. Lolly ho. A good greeting is so reassuring. And here I thought you didn't like me. Nor me. If you've the time, I'd like to see the plans for that helper you built. An automaton strong enough to carry a full-grown dwarf. Incredible. Of course, I don't dislike any of you. I'd be glad to share how I built my inventions. That's a promise, then. We'll be seeing you, Ronnet. Can't believe it. Good for you, dear. Think a little gratitude towards your friend might be in order, hmm? Now, if you'll excuse me, this old lady has things to do and nary enough time to do them in. See that? I greeted people properly, and they greeted me back. Folk want to talk to me for the first time in my life, and it's all thanks to you. Oh, you have to come meet my mother again, so I can introduce her to my friend. Oh, hello, you two. Lolly ho. Lolly ho. Well, polish my helm and shine my horns. Ronnet, you've learned to give a proper greeting. Nothing to it. I had a little help from a friend, though. Well, well, well. What did I tell you? You'd be a good influence on my Ronnet. You've done for him what his own mother couldn't, and for that I am deeply thankful. Never thought I'd see the day. It's the oddest thing. After I'd managed the first lolly-ho, the next one came easier, and now I never want to stop. Well, I'm guessing you've got places to be. Just be sure to come back and visit sometime. Not that I'll be lonely or anything. See you soon. And now we have the lolly-ho emote.
Yay.
And the whole lolly-ho joke originated in Final Fantasy IV, when you first went to the Castle of the Dwarves. 90% of the dwarves didn't have anything important story-wise to say, so they all just shout lolly-ho at you. But we had to get KJ the greeting of his people.
Mm-hmm.
Look, people from all over have come to help us quarry stone. This isn't even all of them. As we speak, the volunteers Thancred and Ryan recruited are being escorted to the work site. And by both Crystarium and Yulmoran soldiers, no less. But as you can see, we have plenty of hands, which is one problem. We don't have enough tools to put in them. We've been desperately trying to round up more, but we haven't had much luck so far. Pickaxes from the dwarves. Trust you to have exactly what we need, exactly when we need it. Well, what are you waiting for? Go and hand them out to everyone so we can get to work. Hello, Ron. Long time no see, traveler. Are you waiting to be issued a pickaxe too? Oh, you clearly weren't, and now neither are we. Rest assured, we will put these to good use and work very, very hard. Of course, one cannot work on an empty stomach, which is why I brought some tasty worms to share.
Hard pass.
As much as we would all enjoy a treat, perhaps the worms are best saved for afterwards? Greetings. You may not remember me, but I am one of the carers from the inn at the journey's head. After night returned to Amarang, we noticed a change in our patients. The transformation had halted in every one of them. I can't express what it did to the mood of the place. We were still celebrating days later, when who should come along but Alice. She said that she sought the aid of those who were believed in the Warrior of Darkness. We all answered her call right then and there. Of course, some few carers had to remain behind, but as many of us came as could be spared. I too have great respect for the Warrior of Darkness. When we meet, I'll be sure to treat them to a nice plump worm. We've come, in case you're wondering. Guthjon is here too. Couldn't wait to start breaking rocks, though, so he's gone on ahead. Bah! He could have at least left us his spare set of tools. Oh, wonderful. Now we can be about it, too. Quarrying isn't exactly my stock in trade, but this time I feel as though my wife will be with me, guiding my hand. So let's make it happen. Let's build a world where everyone can live without fear, where everyone has a place they can go home to. Right then, let's be on our way. What are you still doing here, Thaf? I thought you'd brought your own tools. I did. I was just about to head off when I saw Jarek. Oh gods, oh gods. If this plan works and the giant Talos comes to life... Just imagine the size of the trolley it could push. Imagine it. Are you still raving on about that? How many times do I have to tell you that it's not what the Talos is for? Where the hell's would the tracks even go? There's bound to be somewhere. You just need a little imagination. Seeing as the stoneworks is involved, maybe we could have a trolley added to the design. Enough! We're going to work. And if I hear any more about trolleys from you, I'll have you pushing one yourself. We're ready to do our bit. We just need tools to do it with. Pickaxes. Loads of them. Now we may all work to our heart's content. Well, I don't have many talents. I do have a strong back, and what strength I have, I'll gladly use for the sake of this place. We got the ladder moving again, didn't we? If we join hands, there's no Talos we can't build. I still haven't repaid you and Alphanode for saving me, and I'm not sure I ever could. But that ain't gonna stop me trying. I'm with you to the end. Come on, you lot. Look lively. My thanks. With that, everyone is now equipped to work. I think I'll go and join the soldiers standing guard over the volunteers. It would be a shame if they fell prey to senators after all the trouble we've gone to. Right, let's see that this plan is a resounding success, for the sake of all of Nordvant. Ooh, blue dies. Well, my friend, it appears we are the only ones left here. If you've no other pressing tasks, would you care to accompany me to Amity? There Stola is overseeing those who will imbue the Talos with magics. Come, let us join them once more. Ah, good of you to join us. I'm pleased to say we've gathered ample help from the imbuing. With Master Chai in the process of finalizing his design, I have taken the liberty of dispatching all hands to their positions. You hurtle along as though I have my house in order. But quite frankly, this is the most disorganized mess of a project I've ever overseen, and I haven't spent nearly as much time as I would like to on my calculations. So thou hast proclaimed loudly and frequently, Master Chai. Yet, for the perspective, a layman's though it may be, haste notwithstanding, thou hast gone to great lengths, abiding by proven methodology, to ensure the integrity of thy design. Ah, well, that's just the bare minimum that's expected of us at the Stoneworks. Though our glory days are behind us, I have not forgotten our time-honored traditions. Ah, but I should mention that the Exarch delivered the ore I asked for. Earthseed, I believe he called it. In that quantity, I believe we can fashion a suitable heart for the Talos. And then everything will be in a readiness. And so I would like to say... Is there a problem? In a Talos of, well, any reasonable size, a single heart will serve to circulate aether through the chassis. But given the unprecedented proportions of that which we seek to build, I doubt that would be the case. By installing smaller peripheral hearts at intervals, I believe that we can maintain a stable ether flow, thereby solving the problem. However, we simply don't have enough ore for this purpose. Not for it, but to procure more, I suppose. Runnar, mayhap now is a good time to bring them out. I missed a line there. I say, are these not heartstones? They are, the most prized possessions of we of the Night Blessed. And these belong to our kindred who have left us. Immersed in water imbued with fervent prayer, these stones harbor no small amount of magic. And we may imbue them with yet more prior to their installation on the Talos. What think you? Being from a different region, these cannot be used for the main heart. The peripheral ones, on the other hand, I believe they will serve. Excellent. When Master Matoya spoke to us of the role we are to play, the Heartstones immediately came to mind. Of course, before bringing them with me, I made certain to consult my fellows first. After all, the stones bear the previous lives of those who have gone to the Sunless Sea. But we have now beheld the Sunless Sea with our very own eyes, and by the gentle lights that glimmer on high, we know that there is peace beyond. Thus are we also at peace. If our Heartstones may serve to restore night to all the world, gladly do we give them. So, Master Chai, if you could instruct us on how to distribute the Heartstones. And good luck. May I ask that you imbue one as well? I looked very afraid at that question.
Me too.
Rest assured, it is not difficult. Simply raise your hand and focus as you would when attuning an aetheryte. Imbue the jade-colored stone here, if you would be so kind. The familiar-looking heartstone appears to grow faintly. That will do. Thank you. If this heartstone appears familiar, it is because it belonged to Todia. It bears the collective hope of the Knights Blessed, the hope that none shall ever be able to, never again be sacrificed to sin eaters. Right, I've identified the spots on the talos where the stones are needed. See that they are amply imbued, then install them as I've indicated on this diagram. Understood. We will set about the task at once. When the Talos awakens and the way to Mount Gulg is secured, we shall sally forth. It promises to be a trying climb, so take what rest you can in the meantime. We will see you soon. A moment, Urianger. You said that you would have measures ready in the event of our friend fails to contain the light, do you? Be assured that I do. All which I require lieth in this land. Go with option 2. I've distrusted Urianger on multiple occasions and was wrong every single time, so I'll back him this time. And I swear to thee that thy trust is not misplaced. As ardently as I pray for the preservation of this world, so too do I pray for thy safety. So rest easy, my friend, and take such ease as thou mayest. The better to be ready for the trials to come. I'm told the rock for the chassis is more or less ready. All quarried and shaped and laid out. That just leaves the imbuers to do their work. I'll continue checking my calculations up until the very last moment, but it's only a matter of time now. I managed to rally nigh everyone in Norvant to this endeavor. That's a remarkable feat in itself, but will it be enough? There's no point worrying about such things now. I'll get back to my calculations. You, meanwhile, should go and rest, as your friend suggests. My wife and the Exarch should be in the tavern. Why don't you join them? Oh, and, thank you. What is this? Oh, another Aether Current. You didn't happen to see a lone girl over at top rung, did you? It was her turn to keep an eye on the ladder. But she's well past due to return. No? I wonder what could have... The two of us were once bonded citizens, you see. And we were not treated well. But even after fleeing here to Amity, it seems our experience in Yulemoor has left my friend distrustful of most other folk. I wouldn't be surprised to learn if she simply ran and hid when she saw you coming up the cliff. It wouldn't be the first time. I know it's a lot to ask, but do you think you could find her and calm her down? A soothing word from a stranger might go a long ways towards rebuilding her confidence. The Exarch? He went outside a moment ago, my dear. I would have thought you'd have seen him. He kept me company for a short while, but then he came over rather pale. He's clearly been straining himself, the poor thing. Anyway, he excused himself, saying that he needs a breath of fresh air. Weak as he looked, I did offer to go with him, but he assured me that he would be fine. I do hope he's alright. Maybe riding into rocks again. Does she have your hair, Zora?
Maybe.
No, please, just let me go.
Choose this way.
Please, I did nothing wrong. The terrified girl seems convinced that you were here to apprehend her. Do as Zumishai bid you and try a few soothing words.
Your emote is funny.
And not very soothing, I should say.
No, it looks like you're blocking. You're like, "Dole."
I saw you come up the ladder. You're a bounty hunter from Yulemore, aren't you? Went with option 2. I just thought since I used to work as a servant to a husband and wife in Yulemore, the Lord would make all manner of suggestive comments, but I did my best to ignore or rebuff his advances. And then one day the lady accused me of tempting her husband. She pulled me aside and had me beaten near to death. That's why I ran from you. I was so certain she sent someone to drag me back. Forgive me, I didn't want to cause you or Zumi any trouble. I'll head straight back and let her know I'm alright. Ah, you're back. Thank you for going out of your way to find my friend. It's a small step, but I'm glad she was able to talk to you. Here, a little something for both of us to reward your kindness. The Exarch does not appear to be nearby. I'm gonna head toward this precipice over here.
Here he is.
The future is where my destiny awaits. Forgive me, I was lost in a dream. I needed some fresh air and thought to rest for a moment. It would seem I am more fatigued than I realized. Too much time away from the tower, I fear. It drains me, leaves my body frail and weak. Though, in truth, it is debatable whether I can still call this my body. When first I turned my mind towards the salvation of the world, I came to the conclusion that it would take many long years, many more than remain to me. And so I made myself one with the Crystal Tower, that I might live indefinitely. I am but an extension of it now. Hence my weakness the farther I travel, and the longer I am away. It has been quite a journey. But thanks to you, the end is in sight. My wish will finally be fulfilled. How goes the construction effort? Then this may be the last moment we have to ourselves for a while. Come, sit with me. Tell me, when all of this is over, what will you do? Ah, yes. Even should we succeed in forestalling the 8th Umbral Calamity, the spectre of war will remain. But to declare your intent with such easy resolve, you truly are a hero's hero, my friend. But whatever it is you decide to do, I have every confidence that you will do well. For you have the strength to forge your own path. You will leave countless lives better than you found them, and the souls you touch will never forget your kindness. Then, in trying times, When you question your worth and your choices, they will raise their voices to remind you of the difference you have made. And thus will your deeds come to affirm your path. Remember this. When this is over, indeed. I once told you that there are things we can ill afford to lose. Things, I said, though in truth, I spoke of a person. One who is unaware of the full extent of my plans. Though he deserves to know, I have good reason to keep my counsel. I have come to terms with this in my mind, yet my heart yearns to lay everything bare. For he is my inspiration, and I would give much and more for the chance to speak with him as friends, with no thought of concealment. Should he indulge me with his tales, I would regale him with my own about my efforts in Norvrand, perhaps. Though, ultimately, that tale is more yours than it is mine. Then, I would ask him about his next adventure. And if he should wish me to be a part of it, oh, how happy it would make me. Together we would travel the lands and cross the seas and take to the skies upon the eternal wind. My heart swells simply to imagine it. But all of this is contingent upon our victory in the coming battle. The people of this world have entrusted their hopes to us. We cannot fail them. Nor those who roused me from my slumber. Thank you for your company, my friend. Let us return to Amity.
What question did you ask?
What were the options?
What will you do next? And I want to know more about you.
I asked what he would do next.
What did he say?
He told a story about wanting to tell the full truth of his plans to someone, that it made it sound like he was meaning us, but at the same time, like he wasn't talking about us.
Okay,
And
so he referred to he, right?
yes.
And mine, he referred to she.
She, yeah.
So I think
Okay.
he is talking about us.
Could be.
Yeah, I asked the other one. But
Yeah, I asked the other one, but he still gave the same answer.
It loops into the same answer, yeah.
Gotcha.
I'm wondering, okay, so he said she on your guys's?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, there goes the theory. I thought that maybe he might be the guy who walks up to the chair that has the bad guy from the last X-Pac who's still alive. I was thinking it might be him in his full human form, but I guess not.
Who?
That was the brother of the chick that
Yeah,
that became a primal.
and everything was burning and stuff.
You're talking about in the cutscene, right?
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with that guy's probably dead. I think Yatsuyu did a pretty good job of killing him dead. Worry not, my friend. I am much revived for the fresh air. And your fine company, of course. Now then, let us turn our thoughts back to the task at hand.
Been waiting for this.
Mm-hmm. Your Radiance, I have taken the liberty of quashing the vile rumors that your heir is possessed by a devil. With the nation in the grip of war, we may rely on patriotic zeal to prevent them from resurfacing. And what of Emmett Silk? He has taken himself to the first, to usher that world to its end. Or so I believe. He did not disclose the details of his mission, having ever preferred to work alone. Even to those who have known him since the beginning, his actions can prove unpredictable. I am no stranger to his ways. He joys in playing me for a fool. Full many times have I been convinced I was acting of my own volition, only to discover all was as he willed it. My dear grandfather. On the subject of our esteemed colleague, his last report, though brief, did contain one item of interest. You have doubtless wondered why the Scions of the Seventh Dawn have not taken to the field of late. It is because they are no longer in the Source. The hero of the Scions has journeyed to the First, as have his comrades, albeit incompletely. Their bodies yet remain here in the Source. This presents an opportunity. If we can defeat the Alliance prior to the Scions' return, we may eliminate their order at a stroke. And with the Scions gone, none shall remain to thwart our plans. It will be but a matter of striking down the hero upon his homecoming. Which, lest you forget, is essential to the realization of our objective. Of both our objectives. Though through Heidelin's meddling, her champions threaten to wrest the reins of fate from our grasp. The world is at a risk of being dragged down the false path. One which will never see man reclaim his true form. 'Tis unthinkable that he should supplant us, incomplete as he is. Such a devolution is abhorrent, and it must be stopped before it is too late. The hour has come, your radiance. Order your armies to march once more. Crush all who stand in your way. This is your heart's desire, is it not? To seize a victory that is yours and yours alone for the future of Garlemald? Oh dear, you do not wear the mummer's motley well. I was never one to take an interest in tedious conflicts. The whereabouts of my one true friend, however, they interest me greatly. I but hope the beasts of this first are providing him proper sport. I would know every detail, Lord Xenos, or would you rather I call you Elidibus? Unexpected. Most unexpected. That immortality should be within the reach of one with a borrowed echo. You have outdone yourself, Xenos Yagalbus. I have no particular attachment to that name, but I am rather fond of that body. Without it, I cannot enjoy my hunt to the fullest. Your secrets or my flesh. I care not which you give me first. The choice is yours. Right. So, while the two of you were away, I received word that everything is in place, meaning we can proceed with awakening the Talos. Once we imbue the magic, it will stir itself and immediately carry out its designated function, namely taking Mount Gulg in its grasp. We may be certain that Vol 3 will not look on this on in idleness as we beat the path to his front door. Once our plans are set in motion, there will be no turning back. So, see to your preparations as meticulously as you may, and I will give the order to proceed as soon as you are ready. And I think this may be our stopping place, because we've got a dungeon and a trial coming up, which we don't have time for tonight.
Yeah.
Alright, give me just a moment to wind down the stream. Alright guys, I believe that is where we are going to call it for today. I will be back tomorrow with more Final Fantasy VII. Until then, I want to thank y'all for joining me. Hope y'all enjoyed it. I'll see y'all next time. And have a good night.